Hey, hi, my name is Chris. Every day I do a vlog, I do it for 1,000 days. So if you could like, subscribe, or maybe hit that bell notification, or how about hype my video? That would be great. Every day I talk about something uniquely different, and today, well, in an argument, should you ever apologise just to keep the peace? Well, it depends on the person you're talking to. It depends how they're treating you. It depends on what's been said. A lot of factors there, isn't it? But I think if you have to do that, the other person doesn't learn that their behaviour has been unacceptable, and it maybe leaves the door open for them to continue that kind of behaviour, not only with you, but with other people. And they just won't learn a thing from that. They won't learn a thing, and so maybe that's the wrong thing. Maybe it is. Maybe it's unfair for them to not acknowledge that. I like to think after a while, people in their minds do a post-mortem of how they behaved. They think, actually, do you know what? I could have dealt with that better. But that's the sign of a grounded, rounded individual who's happy to acknowledge that. But there's an awful lot of people who aren't, who won't accept that, and they will only occupy the position of, I guess, superiority. Maybe they've got what's called a superiority complex, if there is one. Maybe that's who they are. And you can't really change it, can you? You can't change them. But should you apologise if you've done nothing wrong, if all you've done is stood your ground? Sometimes when you tell people something, it comes from a very emotional place. And you want that support, you want that kindness. And if you don't get that, it just feels horrible, doesn't it? And people who don't offer that empathy, who lack that empathy, should you keep them in your life? I don't know, that's a question for you. I think at times it's necessary for us to apologise in order to keep the peace. And you say to yourself, actually, I'm never going to broach anything of that nature or personal nature with them again. You just feel somewhat violated by their approach. They don't give you that support, and you don't feel able or open to share with them again. And neither should you. You shouldn't. Because if you do, well, something similar might happen again. Because they've not learned a lesson, and they won't. It smacks of a lack of empathy, and there have been times probably in everybody's life that we have lacked it, that we don't have it, and that is, I guess, a human condition. But most of the time, I think as human beings we can say, actually, yeah, I need to show some empathy here because this person is experiencing some difficult issues and they need support. And if they have support, if they get support, then they feel like maybe that connection with you, that relationship they have with you is so worthy and necessary. And if you have somebody though that completely denigrates you from the get-go, and doesn't really occupy that space of empathy, if they don't apologise for how they've treated you, how they behave towards you, then that's a shame. But apologising to somebody for having this feeling about yourself and how you feel about the world and what's going on in your life, and them not truly accepting you, then do you want it? I don't. I think it's a character flaw and trait on their part. I really do. I stand by that. People can be incredible. They really can. They can support you. They can love you. They can be there for you. Your family, your friends, they can be awesome. But there might be just that one person. It could be family or friends, and they don't really back down from from taking an offensive position against you, because I think when people really present that way, they've got probably an awful lot going on in their lives, and you've maybe hit the raw button for them. But apologising just to keep the peace, I don't know. I think we've all done it at times. We've all got people in our lives that present in a certain way. But apologising to keep the peace for absolutely nothing, it leaves a bit of a bitter taste in your throat. You're just left with this feeling that what the hell did I apologise for? Why did I apologise? It's them who are presenting in a very negative way. And their presentation isn't something that I've enjoyed. And all you really do is shut down and lock that relationship away. Or if you don't lock it away, you're going to tighten it up. You're not going to have that exposure, because having that exposure means that you're risking them behaving that way again. There are some people that you know in life just jump to conclusions and love the drama. There have been people in my life who've loved drama, who've enjoyed the drama, whereas I think, or I hope, there are more people in this world who enjoy peace rather than the drama. The drama is, it's best left somewhere else. And if you're a peace lover like me, which I'm sure you are, you just don't want to be around it. But I think it's wrong for us to apologise for things that we shouldn't take ownership of, that we're not responsible for. And especially when they have this egregious behaviour towards us. There's no real growth or learning there, is it? Is it a character trait? Is it a behaviour that they've learned from the rest of their family or friends? Is it a space they've always occupied as individuals? Yeah, it could mean that, really could. And it could mean they're not ever going to shift like that, and they're always going to remain in that place. I think all of us, we walk the world as individuals. We do. We walk the world as individuals. We all like to think we have the networks that we have, the family, the friends, and we all like to think that we can have a fallback, but there's a limit to that fallback. And I think the acceptance of that, knowing that we all live individual lives, it's important to know, to realise that we really do have ourselves and only ourselves. But don't apologise. Don't apologise for their bad behaviour. Don't make excuses for it. Let them learn the hard way. The hard way sometimes is the best way. I heard somebody say that. Never truly understood the reality of that until a little while later. Because when you do something the hard way, you learn how to do it better. And you literally park the bad behaviours then, because we've grown as people. But when you're in a discussion with somebody, and you're trying to elicit some empathy from them, and they don't give it to you, and they're quite egregious given the circumstance, the conversation, and you end up apologising just to keep the peace, just remember that moment. Just remember that split second where you've done that, and then sure enough it's appeased their ego and it's passed over, because although they might instantly forget that, you won't. And maybe the learning is not to ever elicit empathy from them again, and just maybe avoid the contact on that level. You might want to keep the contact because they might be very close to you, but just don't elicit that kind of contact again. Anyway, thank you so much for stopping by. As you can tell, it's very windy and rainy here today, but we've got a glimpse of sunshine. And I'm at a place called Royal William Yard, and it's incredible here. This is the hidden garden, by the way. If you ever get down here, you'll see the deck chairs behind me, Royal William Yard. It's a great place to come. Just behind me is Drake's Island. There's a swimming pool here, a sea pool, and just over here, you've got this beautiful place. That's Cornwall, just over there. Amazing. Anyway, on that note, thank you so much for stopping by. I really appreciate you. I will be back again tomorrow with something completely uniquely different. I'll see you then. Bye now.